the agenda for today is Anna and I are going to take you through the student learning agreement, which is very critical because it basically ensures your end of this Catalyst funding, and then what you'll actually need to complete and get you situated. The next form we're going to talk about is the employer verification form, and Anna's going to take you through all these. And at the conclusion of this quote unquote orientation, we will actually make sure you get all of these forms sent to you via email. So you'll get all these forms. All the forms have deadlines, and all the forms have the dates and everything that you need to follow. But again, the critical component is following the dates, so we ensure that the funding gets dispersed for you so you can use it. After that, we're going to talk a little bit we're going to talk about the employer verification form. This is something you need to articulate with your employer. They need to fill out some components because we have to verify that it's an unpaid internship or underpaid internship. So we do need them to fill it out. It's not a lot. It's just a couple things. And again, Anna's going to go through that. We're going to talk to you about the photo essay. I'm not sure if you all realize this, but a lot of this funding comes from alumni and parents. They donate this to this fund so that you all can do these opportunities. We are very aware of access and being able to provide access to students who do get unpaid and underpaid internships. And so we want to make sure that we share your stories because they're interested. Alums really like to hear from you. They like to see what you're doing. They like to see how you're applying your liberal arts education to an internship, a hospital, a nonprofit organization, different industries and companies across the globe, actually. And so we really like to collect this photo essay because we'd like to see what you're up to. We like to see what you're doing. And so we're going to walk you through those examples as well today. And then at the end of the semester, we'll actually help you with like a quote unquote script. But we like to write handwritten thank you notes to these donors because without these donors, without this fund, we wouldn't be able to provide you money to complete these opportunities. So we'll guide you through that as well. And then in the midpoint of the summer and at the conclusion of the summer, Anna's going to check in with you, excuse me. So it's important to pay attention to emails that are coming from the Catalyst Fund account. And so Anna will check in with you twice a year just to make sure you're doing okay, everything's going the way you want it to make sure you're completing the hours that you need to complete. And then the last slide that we're going to talk about is all those important dates, those really important moving targets that we finally settled on. We're going to just make sure we walk you through all of those dates and answer any questions. If you have questions, feel free to just jump in and ask those questions. You don't need to raise your hand. You don't need to turn on your video. If you want to, you can. But if you have questions, feel free to jump in or feel free to use the chat. So as we're talking, feel free to ask those questions. We're happy to answer them because we want you to leave here today feeling good about going into this internship and getting the funding that you need. Okay? We're good to go? All right. Anna, take it away.
Okay. So we'll first start off talking about the student learning agreement. And I have an example of what that will look like in the following slide. But we have that, as well as the W-4 forms. There is one that is just the standard W-4, and then there's one for the state of Connecticut. So there are two W-4 forms. All of these forms are due May 29th. That's next Friday. And what you guys will do, and I'll clarify this in the email so that's written out for you, but you will print these out, fill out the forms, and then you will use an app, a screen or a scanner app, excuse me, and that is how you will upload the completed forms via email to the catalyst-fund@trincal.edu. And all those instructions will be included in the email that has the forms for you to fill out. So this is what the student learning agreement looks like. It has the dates for all the required forms, your due date for your photo essay, as well as the payment dates. So it's important to make sure you make note of those dates as well as sign at the bottom, and then Joe will also be signing these as well. Here's what the W-4 looks like. And then here's what the W-4 looks like for Connecticut. So if you guys have any questions about these forms, always feel free to email. I'm happy to walk you through them. We also have
Can I just jump in real quick, Anna, about the W-2? Just so you know, like we need those. Again, the dates are important because what happens is we're going to collect those forms and then I'm going to sign them. Then we have to push them off to payroll. And so
Mhm.
we have to make sure that when you, the payroll processes those documents so that you can get the funds, you will also get a form. I don't know if anyone has worked on campus before. I know a few people on this call that I do know work on campus. You also get a direct deposit form so that the money can get deposited directly into your account. It's just critical that you follow those timelines, because what we do is then we have to push it on. There's another step beyond us. We just don't distribute the funds. It has to go through payroll and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So please make sure that the dates are critical, because we have a couple of steps.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you get it to us before even the 29th, that's great. So feel free to get those in before or on the 29th so that we can get those things in for you. The next form is the employer verification form, along with all the other forms. That will be sent to you today. You will again complete it and send it back on the 29th. And I'm sure some of you are wondering what happens if you don't secure it by next Friday. If you feel for any reason that you are not going to be able to secure details or your internship in general by the 29th, please contact us as soon as possible. We want to obviously work with you guys as much as possible and be flexible considering the circumstances of this year. But we just want to be sure to get these dates in on time so that you guys get paid in a timely manner. Joe, do you have any thoughts further about that?
No, just that, we're happy to help you. We're still getting, just so you know, we're still getting internships in.
Mhm.
I think as local communities and states start to open, companies are making decisions about their internships. And so we are seeing more opportunities come in every day. Like yesterday, for example, we had 44 pending jobs and internships that just came in yesterday. So we're getting them at a regular beat now. It's not at the volume that we're used to in other years, but they're still coming in. So if something falls through, let us know as soon as you can, because we can either help you secure an opportunity or we can, work with you, in a coaching appointment. So please make sure you communicate with us, because we really want to make sure we're there for you.
And here's what that employer verification form is like. So just some things to consider as you're going through your internships this summer. Be sure to contact your internship supervisor, connect with them, schedule a specific meeting date with them, and talk about the various responsibilities you'll be having, what your schedule will be like, so your internship days and times. If you are doing a remote internship, how that affects the change of what your schedule may look like. So we just want to make sure that you are in communication with them, and then also that you're prepared. You're representing not only yourself, but also Trinity. So it's important to dress the part, even if you're working remote. So do that and be able to communicate well with your employer. Be prompt in responses. I know it can be hard, especially if you are working remote, to put boundaries or even know when to get back to people, but it is good in an internship setting to be responsive and prompt in communication. And then also practice good email and phone etiquette. So maybe ask your supervisors what is the proper time and modality to reach out to them if something were to come up, or if you have questions. You may need to consider time zones. So those are all good things to be prepared for.
Yeah, and if I can just jump in too,
Yeah.
a lot of times, where you end up interning, I know there's a few of you that are doing internships at companies and organizations that we've actually never had a Trinity intern. And I think, for us is, I think we really want to emphasize that you're not only representing yourself, but also, Trinity, but also you're opening the door and paving the way for future interns, because if your experience goes well and they really like the work and the brand that you bring to the organization, they reach out to us and say, we had a Trinity student last summer, we had blah, blah, blah. and they were great. We'd love to continue to hire Trinity students. So you're paving the way for future Bantams to get these internships as well. So keep that in mind as you're going through this experience. And also, again, communication is going to be critical. If at any point this experience is not going the way you want it to go, please email us. Please let us know, because we can help you. We can either help you navigate difficult work conditions. We can help you communicate, some issues and working with your supervisor. The earlier you know, and the earlier you tell us, the better the situation is going to be. And so really ensure that you're communicating with us throughout the summer if there are any problems. Or even just say, hey, this is great. It's going well. Thank you. That's it. Like, that's fine as well. We like to hear from you. We want to make sure you're doing okay.
So Joe discussed this on the agenda, but you will be doing a photo essay. So what that essentially is just sharing your internship experience through some written work and photos. Here's an example of one previous student's photo essay that they put together. Essentially, it's just a summary. I'm going to flip through them. These are all various photo essays, but it's just a summary of your responsibility, what you gained through the opportunity, the values that you are learning from and gaining from the experience, and also maybe even ways that you're growing or challenges that you're experiencing. So it's really geared towards helping you navigate your own professional development and process what it is that you're doing. So how this is going to contribute to your long-term career goals in your time at Trinity. So yeah, obviously we want to keep in mind, for those of you doing remote internships, it may look a little different trying to complete a photo essay. If you have questions about the logistics of that, feel free to contact us. I'm happy to help you brainstorm ways to be creative with a remote internship setting, but even take a screenshot of maybe a conference call. Of course, get your supervisors and whoever's on the call permission first, but these are just ways that we can be creative and put to words, and also through photos express what you all are learning through your experience. Does anyone have any questions regarding these specific photo essays before I move on?
And I just want to reiterate, like, we're also looking for you to talk about how you're applying your liberal arts education to this. It's experiential learning, right? So if we can, really hear from you and what you're getting from the classroom to this experience, that helps us as well, because then we can figure out, are your skills from your liberal arts education matching with what the skills that an employer is looking for? And that helps us, and eventually will help you, because you might notice there are certain skills you want to continue to develop, or other opportunities to add some versatility to your skills. So we really want to make sure you're emphasizing those skills.
Yeah. So another component to the fund is respond to our check-ins. We will be doing a mid-summer check-in in mid-July, as well as an end of summer check-in. We'll reach out to you via email. And around the time of the end of summer check-in, we will be sending you the information regarding the thank you notes to the donors. So be on the lookout for that. That is a requirement, as well as your photo journal to receive the final payment from the funds. So those are important things to be aware of and on the lookout for as the summer goes on. So we just want to include this, given the unique circumstances of this summer. Some tips for being in a remote internship, but this could also apply to being in an internship in person. So first of all, set clear structures for your one-on-one supervision. Establish clear communication requirements. Again, you might have to think about time zones, or even what platform you might be using to communicate on, whether that's a computer program or something like Zoom or Skype. You just want to make sure that if you're not familiar with those things, to become familiar with them. Also implement feedback. So it's recommended to have face-to-face feedback whenever possible with your employers or supervisors. Just given the fact that sometimes with written feedback, it leaves a little too much room for misinterpretation, especially when you're working in a remote setting. So as Joe said, just try to have really strong communication skills, be in touch and engaged with your internship site and supervisors, in however way that looks, whether in person or remotely. And set clear expectations for how you will receive that feedback. So whether that's a weekly check-in, maybe just a midsummer check-in, or an end of year or end of summer evaluation. Also make some internship goals. So setting a list of goals for your internship is helpful for not only you, but your supervision meetings. It can help both your supervisor and you stay on track for what you're wanting to accomplish, what their expectations are for you for this summer. So that's important. And then also review the schedule requirements. So I don't know, for some of you that may look like a orientation period at the start of your internship. And then for others, it may look like you're changing your schedule week by week. But just make sure you guys are in touch with when you need to be available for your internship site, and yeah, in touch with your supervisor. So
Yeah, and I just, can you go back 1 second? Yeah, right there. One of the things I want to just make sure I want to emphasize a little bit more is the one-on-one supervision and the getting that feedback. I mean, that's an internship. You should be learning. You should be getting, regular feedback from your supervisor. And so if that's not happening, especially because I know it's different in a remote situation, please make sure that you're getting that. And again, that's something you should alert us to if it's not happening.
Yeah. So these are the dates that you will want to write down. The big ones and most or the most pertinent ones for right now are May 29th. After this orientation, I will be sending out an email to each of you with the various forms for you to fill out, which include the student learning agreement and the W-2 forms. There's also an I-9 form. There's a direct deposit form that we did not include. I don't want to bombard you guys with forms with the orientation, but there are a number of forms. I will clearly list those out for you in the email. They are all due the 29th, so next Friday. So just be sure that you guys take a look at those, start filling them out, and get them back to us by Friday. As far as the photo essay, that will be due September 4th. And then your payment or the distribution of funds, the dates for those are June 19th, July 31st, and September 11th. And then, as you guys know, feel free to contact us through the Catalyst Fund email, which is catalyst-fund@trendcall.edu. Joe, do you have any concluding thoughts? Or
no, do you want to turn up the slides and then we can answer questions? So like I said, we were kind of structured in those dates to ensure that the distribution of funds kind of happens on a regular flow throughout the semester. And you notice the distribution, the disbursements come like 6 weeks apart. So we're trying to chop that up. Please make sure that, again, you're communicating with us. If you have questions, just follow those dates. All the dates are on the handouts that Anna's going to send you today. So you will have all of the things you need. And you have about a week to finish most of them. They don't take long. I think one of the challenging forms is going to be making sure your employer is able to fill out that employer verification form. Because they have to confirm some of those details. But for the most part, these are pretty straightforward forms. If you have questions, if you're having a problem, again, I just, communication. Make sure you're communicating with us. Let us know what's going on so we can help you. If we find out last minute, it's going to be harder. So as soon as you are having an issue, please reach out to us. The Catalyst Fund email is checked regularly by Anna. And so we will make sure, and if you are really worried about something, please contact us directly if you have to. We prefer to use the fund, but if there's something that it's more of an emergency, you've got to let us know. So please reach out to us as soon as something comes up. Does anyone have any questions before we wrap up? I just want to make sure that you all, and again, you can just turn on your audio and chime in with your question, but we're happy to answer questions. Wow, we were really thorough today, Anna. No question.
Well, I do want to say this. I know some of you guys have emailed me maybe regarding your internship updates or questions regarding the funding. If they're not responded back to, I have read them, but I review all those things with Joe, and we as a committee have to go over them. So if I have not gotten back to you today, that is why. Do feel free to contact us. We really want to help you succeed in this experience and it to be as good as possible. Just, we know there's probably been some frustrating circumstances due to COVID-19 and schedule changes. So we're here for you.
We're definitely here. We did get one question about, do we need to keep receipts for spending? You do not have to keep receipts. You do not have to keep any. We ask those questions at the beginning just because we get a lot of applications and we want to ensure that the funds are going to the basically your success and access to being able to do these opportunities. So you do not need to submit us any receipts. The only things we're asking for, again, are communication. Make sure you get your forms in, communicate at the midpoint, and at the end, send us your photo journal and do a thank you note. That's it. Other than that, these are your funds. You will choose to use what you need to use it towards. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question. When would they let us know, like, how much funding we would get by?
So did you confirm your internship yet?
Yes, sir.
Good. I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
If it has not been confirmed with you, if you have not received a letter, I'll have to get back to you specifically via email about that, but it's really just a matter of whether you were getting confirmed your internship hours. If you're on the call today, you should have received a confirmed email, if that makes sense. So everyone on the call should have the amount that has been granted to them, unless there has been an update as far as whether your internship has moved remote or if it's still in the air. We are trying to leave that flexible regarding the confirmed status of your internship.
Yeah, you should have had it now, but you should have it by now. If you haven't, please send an email to the account and we'll make sure you get that back. But everyone at this point, if you're on this call, you should have received notice of the details of your internship, your funding, all that kind of stuff. So you should have all those details. And again, if you don't, please communicate with us. But we made sure all of those went out over the last, it's been about 10 days. So we want to make sure you have it. I think I just got another question. Okay, yeah. So the question is, if you worked on campus before and you completed the paperwork already, do you need to do it again? I think you still need an updated W-2, but I think the other stuff, the direct deposit stuff, you don't need to do again. Unless your bank changed, that's the only other thing. If you changed banks or accounts have changed, that's when we would need to make sure you do it. But we just need that W-2 back, the employer verification form, and the student agreement.
I have a question. It's
Sure.
more like I don't know if it applies to anyone else, but my internship hasn't been confirmed yet, like that it's actually happening because of everything that's happening. And they said they would confirm it in the beginning of June. Should I fill out the form still or wait until they confirm my internship and then fill them out? Because the due date's the 29th and it would be after that they let me.
Yeah. I will say that we should probably talk about that, offline, but I would say, that's going to skew some of your disbursements of your funds. Because what happens is the way we've structured this timeline is we have to get, like I said before, certain information to payroll. We have to get that to them by, I believe it's the week before the first disbursement. So that's June 12th. We have padded a few days in there. So what I would say in this case is, as soon as get those forms to us.
Okay.
You could go ahead and submit like the W-2 and maybe the direct deposit form, and maybe fill out partial of your student agreement. You could probably do most of it. The employer verification is obviously not going to be able to get done. But if you can get most of it done and be ready to go, so that when you do find out, we can get you in and make sure that you match up with the right deadlines. But we do have a slight bit of flexibility with June 12th. But I will say there's a lot of stuff that Ann and I have to do on the back end to make sure we get that in time so that you all can get your money.
Okay.
I know I hope I answered your question. I think I've given enough, but just keep us posted and we can go from there.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? These are good questions, so important. But if at all you have other ones, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We appreciate you taking the time today to jump on this and learn more about the guidelines for completing this and getting your funding on time. Again, please communicate with us, ask us questions. It was great to see you all. It's great to hear from you all. Congratulations on completing this semester, which wasn't an easy one to complete. Please enjoy your experience. I hope you get out as much as you can from it. We're proud to have you out here. We're proud to give you this funding because we believe in the things you're all going to be doing. So congratulations. Enjoy your summer. Anything else, Anna, you want to share?
No, just be in touch. And just to speak to the last question, if you do feel like there are details you have yet to nail down regarding your internship or there are changes made, you can still fill out the forms to the best of your ability. I will keep track of that and hold on to the forms for you. So that way we can just hopefully expedite the process once those details are nailed down. But feel free to email. Joe, I don't have much more to say to that. I think, we're here. So.
Well, and everyone enjoy your weekends. If you need anything, let us know. Thank you all for jumping on the call. Have a great day, and please be in touch with whatever you need. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
I was wondering if I could speak to you guys privately.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you. Hello, sorry. First and foremost, I would like to apologize for going late. It's just that I got this whole tree and I had no idea, literally had no idea. Made me a little bit late. Also that I didn't get the direct, it came down. But also I didn't get the link to the email for the Zoom in the first place. So Corinna actually knew, because I told her that I got accepted for the funding, that she was asking me, saying, "Oh, you're going on the Zoom tomorrow?" And I was like, I never got a link to the Zoom, or I never got an email about it. So I could never get logged on into the first place. So I don't know if you guys missed anybody else, but I know you guys definitely missed me.
So I just have information really quick. I have yet to receive a confirmation about whether your internship has been confirmed or not.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you well.
Oh, I'm sorry. The reason you did not receive a Zoom link or a confirmation email regarding the amount of funding is because I have yet to receive an email from you regarding whether your internship has been secured or not. Go ahead. Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Or can you hear me okay? Oh,
I don't know why it's.
okay.
It's just, I think it's my connection.
Oh, okay. So our last email, I have it pulled up here. I sent to you May the 7th. Regarding needing more details about securing your finding out whether your internship was secured, and then more information regarding the amount that we would be able to give to you. So we've reviewed everything that you've given us thus far, and Joe and I have kind of agreed that you would receive full funding, but I have yet to hear from you if that internship has been secured or not.
Yeah. So I was like during the time you guys sent me that internship. So I had one secured, but it got canceled because of COVID. So I just started applying to like a bunch of different other places. And then I got one in Houston, which is what I emailed you guys about, and it's secured now. Like the guy said, we're all set. And that's the information. I think so, because yesterday when he said, we're good, we're ready to go, like we're ready to have you, like we're good.
Okay, I don't think I've received any information about internship in from Houston, so I don't know what. Did you email the Catalyst Fund email?
Yeah, I emailed the Catalyst Fund email.
Okay, huh? I'm not.
So if you could just forward that email to us
Yeah.
one more time, and we'll get you the confirmation of your funding. So
Yeah, sorry
that's
about
no problem.
No, you're good. I just didn't know because I was like, I was like, why is everybody getting this like Zoom call, like, and I'm not, like, I was just wondering because, but I mean, it all makes sense now.
Yeah, sorry about that confusion. No, that is confusing. But yeah, just send us that email with the details of your confirmed internship, and I'll send you a confirmation email regarding the amount of funding you'll be receiving. Yeah, that was the only, I think, thing we were needing more information from you as regard to whether the internship was secured. But we totally get things falling through due to coronavirus and all that.
Yeah, because I had already secured one, but they said no, like when I last checked it on them, because they're like, oh, we can't commit to anyone now because of all this stuff, and we're not allowed to have like, it's like non-essential people in the thing. So I was like, oh, I understand. So then after I just started applying to, they forward you guys like the what I sent the Catalyst Fund again. Do you want me to send it personally to you guys or send it to the Catalyst Fund email again?
Send it to the Catalyst Fund email again, and I am going to message that here just so to make sure that you get the right email.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can get that to us, we'll get everything confirmed and situated for you, and then we can go from there.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you guys very much. You guys are amazing.
No problem. Good luck, and keep us posted.
Yeah,
I
please
will.
do.
Did you see the
Thank
email
you.
address Anna just shared in the chat?
It's in the chat.
Yes, but I'm wondering how to get it in the chat. I saw it pop up on my screen.
Oh,
But,
okay.
oh, chat, there it is. There it is. I
can
took a
also
screenshot of
email
it.
you. Are you checking your it's what I have as your email is
Dagoberto. Yes.
Nunez at
Yes.
trincal.edu.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it.
So I'll send you an email just so you have the right email to respond back to with that information.
Man, it's been a hectic day. It's been a hectic day. But I will send you guys an email on that email, and then we'll follow up, and I'll be expecting an email from you guys soon then about the funding then, right?
Oh yeah, we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys. Perfect.
You're
Appreciate you.
welcome. No problem. Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
He sent me into a little bit of a panic when he was like with the
Hold on.
whole group. I was like,